Welcome everyone, I'm going to show you my Uber's team that uses all dragons. Now keep in mind that this is more of a fun team as opposed to my serious team, which has made the leaderboard. So my lead with it is a Rayquaza, and I chose Rayquaza because it has the ability to use Dragon Dance and Extreme Speed, so you can KO Deoxys a lot easier since Deoxys leads are fairly common. It also is capable of Dragon Claw, which I chose over Outrage, because this way it gives me freedom as to what attack I'm going to use. And then I also went with Earthquake, because that can KO Dialgas who would otherwise completely resist it. The EV spread is very standard, is 252 attack and 252 speed. You obviously want Jolly Nature because it's more important in the game for this Pokemon to have a higher speed than your opponent. Without speed, you're going to get KO'd. And I also like its ability Airlock, because it negates things like Groudon's Drought or Kyogre's Drizzle while it's out there. And then item is Focus Sash, because since it's first I won't have to worry about Stealth Rock, and I can survive an Ice Beam if Kyogre starts, although I would likely to switch anyway. Then my next one is Latios, and he functions as my main special sweeper. And then it's a very standard EV spread of 252 speed and 252 special attack. I'm either with Dragon Pulse over Draco Meteor just because I don't like lowering my special attack. And I figure most of the time you'll still be able to get the KO anyway. And then you gotta go with Grass Knot pretty much because that's the easiest way to deal with Groudon. It also helps against Kyogres as well. And you don't really want to use Psychic on it because in the Uber's tier there's so many Pokemon that are resistant to Psychic that it's just not even worth using. And then Surf is there because Kyogre appears in a lot of battles, and this way you get an extra attack that is powered up. And then Thunder to hit Kyogres very hard and sometimes get a one-hit KO depending on how they decide to spread their EVs. And once again, then speed is more important than power, so you go with Timid Nature and Soul Dew. Then I'm going to move on to Latios. Now I decided to go with the bulky build of Latios and not really focus so much on its special attack. So instead of the standard EV spread, I went with 252 defense, which helps me survive Bullet Punch from Scissors easier and other things, and then 252 speed. And then just the remaining go into special attack. So because I wanted the defensive setup, I go Calm Mind, because then I'll still get a special defense boost in a special attack boost. I also go with Recover, because then I can get back my HP easier and take less damage, unless they're going to be using physical attacks to KO me. And Dragon Pulse is for stab. And then I decided to go with Hidden Power Fire, because otherwise Scissor is hard for my team to beat. And then Soul Dew once again to power up special attack and special defense. And then Palkia on my team functions as a revenge killer. And what that means is basically he's there to take out the Pokemon that just knocked out one of mine, because he has Choice Scarf, so he's going to be attacking first pretty much every time. Although it's going to limit him to just one move until I switch him out. So I did the standard revenge kill in spread of 252 speed and special attack. Aura Sphere in case they use Dark Eyes. Flamethrower in case they do Scissor. Thunder in case of Kyogre, and Spatial Rem because it's resisted by none except for Steel types. Then Dialga functions as a pretty good special wall, and physical wall actually. So I decided to go with maximizing its HP and special defense, because I decided to go with the physical version of Dialga, because a lot of people would anticipate you would go with the special one since it has really high special attack. So then they can bring in Blissey only to get blasted really hard with Dragon Claw and Earthquake. It also has Bulk Up, because that way I take less damage from Superpower or other really strong moves that are physical. And then Rest, because I'm already going to have such high defenses anyway, that I might as well make it harder for them to KO me. And it complements the ability Pressure. Impish Nature, because I don't need the special attack, and that way I can raise my own defenses. And Leftovers, just because I got high HP and I'm hard to damage. And Giratina is my favorite wall, pretty much, that I like to use. I've always used it as my wall for Dragon teams on the Ubers tier. And I chose to go with maximum HP, and then some defense, and then mainly special defense. Now the reason I didn't go with more physical defense is because I'm using the move Will-O-the-Wisp to burn them, so that's going to lower their attack anyway, so I won't have to worry about it as much. And then Calm Mind in order to raise my special attack, but more importantly my special defense. Dragon Pulse just because it's stab and only resist a Bastille Pokemon. And then Rest because I have the annoying Pressure ability. And it gets rid of any status condition they throw at me too, with like Toxic, which can otherwise be really annoying. Well, tune in next time to see this team in action.